What up, guys? This is Right On Sports News. We're going to be talking about a big subject today, and that would be the Dallas Cowboys. And I know there's a lot of fans out there. You either love or hate the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like them. But I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I'm going to be completely straight up with you guys, and I'm going to come out and say I don't understand the hype with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't get it. And I'm coming at this from an analyst's point of view, not personal. I don't get it. I'm looking at this team. I'm like 9-7 last year, and that was 9-7 last year with a much better team. You look at this team, and somehow this team got worse. Somehow they ended up losing Dez Bryant, who keep in mind, and we're gonna get down to this. They ended up placing 196 yards, passing yards per game last year. Per game. And this is with a guy, Dak Prescott, where a lot of people say, oh, he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. He's one of the best. He should be MVP contender. The guy sucks. He's never going to be a franchise quarterback. Dallas Cowboys need to look for another quarterback right now. Right now. Because Dak Prescott is never going to get you anywhere. You would be better off with Tony Romo right now. You would be 10 times better off with Tony Romo. Dak Prescott is not a good quarterback. He blows. They ended up losing Dez Bryant. Okay, the number one receiver last year. Number one receiver for the past, God forbid, when was he in 2010? The guy's a monster. And they ended up losing Bryce Butler, who I believe could have been their new number one. I believe he's one of the most underrated wide receivers in the league. He ended up going to Arizona, so good for them. And then they lost Jason Witten, second day of the draft. They ended up losing Jason Witten. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, all right, you lose 3 of your top receivers. You must have picked up somebody, right? You must have gotten somebody. Nope. Ended up picking, Allen Hurns. A guy that the Jaguars didn't want on their team because he wasn't going to be a starter. He was going to be 4th or 5th string on that team. They didn't want him. They ended up drafting Michael Gallup, 3rd round from Colorado State. Really, he's not going to be a huge game changer. A lot of analysts say he'll never be a number 1 wide receiver. He'll be lucky if he'll be a starter in the NFL. And they ended up drafting, I believe it was 4th or 5th round, they ended up drafting Dalton Schultz out of Stanford to kind of replace Jason Witten. And what I absolutely love about the Cowboys is that Jerry Jones is one of the stupidest people on earth. He's one of the dumbest on earth. Because he's a guy, and maybe he's not dumb. Maybe he just loves money. Because he always keeps it. Never spends any money to get anybody. Never does anything drastic. Never trades up for anybody. Because I feel the Dallas Cowboys needed to trade up in this draft. And I was like, you know what? The draft is in Dallas. Maybe they're going to make a big splash. Maybe they're going to make a big move here. Because obviously they need wide receiver. They need tight end. And I was like, you know what? You have guys like Cortland Sutton that are still available in the 2nd round. You have guys, Dante Pettis. You have Christian Kirk. You have DJ Chark. You have Dallas Goedert. I was like, you know what? They actually might trade up. They might do something smart here because they need wide receiver in the absolute worst way. They averaged 196 passing yards per game last year. Per game. And that was with Dez Bryant, Bryce Butler, Jason Witten. Your top 3 receivers are gone now. They're gone. They got nobody. Of course, they didn't trade up. They ended up just sitting back at their pick. They let Broncos take Sutton. Let the Cardinals take Kirk. You let the Niners take the Dante Pettis. They ended up passing on DJ Chark for the Jaguars to take him, which was absolutely stupid. Ended up drafting Michael Gallup 3rd round. Waste of a pick. Dalton Schultz, 4th round, waste of a pick. They got nobody. Absolutely nobody. And this is just, I can't begin to explain to everybody. The Dallas Cowboys are going to have a horrendous year. They're going to be horrible. If you look at this defense, they ended up averaging a little bit above average last year. Their defense was by no means bad. They did have a couple stars on the league on their defense. They ended up adding Leighton Vander Esch, who I talked about even before the draft. This guy was one of my favorite prospects. This guy is, in my opinion, the best defensive player in this draft. He has potential to be Luke Kuechly. He has a potential to take over a game. And with this linebacking core, Leighton Vander Esch, and here's the issue. Vander Esch, injury. He's had an injury history. Sean Lee, got an injury history. Jalen Smith, injury history. Sean Lee is injured every single year. Sean Lee would be a pretty damn good linebacker. You know what? You can actually say that about every linebacker on this Dallas Cowboy team. They could be really good linebackers. If you went to go play Madden right now, you turned off injury mode, this would probably be an extremely good linebacking core. But because this isn't Madden, because you can't turn off injury mode in real life, this linebacker is coulda, shoulda, woulda, because they're always hurt. They're never healthy. It's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. They ended up picking up nobody decent on defense. No notables. They ended up, I believe their biggest notable pickup on defense was Coney Ely at defensive end. So that'll give you a look into what they did. Me personally, I think they should just give up on Taco Charlton. They should trade him while he still has a little bit of value, because he's a draft bust. They swung and missed on Taco. The guy's name was Taco. I don't know how good you thought he was. Maybe he's funny. He's funny. Oh, Taco Charlton, that was a real good joke. But you wasted a first-round pick on a joke. Congrats, Dallas. And to say that DeMarcus Lawrence is going to have the same exact year that he did last year, another heroic year, don't see it happening. Because if you look at his career, he's been in the league 5 years now? 5 years, I believe. He's had one decent year in that 5-year career. And that's decent. Decent year. And people are writing him off. Oh, he's a top defensive end. He's not. He's not. One decent year does not make the player. Because RG3 had a decent year in Washington's first year, are we going to say that he's a great quarterback? No. You're not. You're just not. Because Miles Austin, Dallas Cowboys, because he had one decent year at the Cowboys, do you consider him an all-time Dallas wide receiver great? No. So why are we considering DeMarcus Lawrence and all? They don't consider him all-time, but why are we considering DeMarcus Lawrence a great in the league right now? The logic just doesn't add up. It's because he plays for the Dallas Cowboys. Because the media loves Dallas. The media loves Dallas. Unless you're Stephen A. Smith, the media loves Dallas. They love backing them up. They love hyping them up to be, you swear these guys were like the 85 Bears. They love hyping them up. They're not good. And another big thing is they moved Byron Jones over to corner. I absolutely love Byron Jones. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I think he's just really fast, really good at jumping routes. He's one of the best defensive backs in the league, in my opinion. And there's an issue with this, though. To move him to corner means a safety spot has opened up. And their number one safety now is Jeff Heath. Jeff Heath. Not good. I know a lot of you probably don't even know who the hell Jeff Heath is. The guy sucks. And now they have no safety. And their cornerbacks, no, they weren't good. You're right, they're not good. but they already have a lot invested in that already. And by invested, I don't mean money. I mean with draft capital. They've already invested a lot with Chido Awuzie, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis. And those are, no, they're not good, but they're feasible for the point being. They're feasible. And to move Byron Jones, to leave that whole entire safety spot wide open, because you need two safeties, now you don't have any. To leave that wide open and to put Byron Jones at corner when you already had three kind of feasible guys, not smart by Dallas. Not smart at all. And, you know, Dallas isn't a smart team. They're not a smart organization. Their coaching staff sucks. Everything about them is trash. Except for Ezekiel Elliott. Of course, I love Ezekiel Elliott. The guy's a beast. And that running game, and then that offensive line's pretty good. That running game, that offensive line, they're going to put up points, and they're going to probably stay in contention for a lot of games. But I'm predicting like a 5-11, 6-10 record from Dallas. They're not going to be good. Dak Prescott is not an NFL quarterback. They're going to crash and burn this year because they did nothing. They lost everybody, and DeMarcus Lawrence will not have the same year. He won't. Let's face it. You can admit it. He's not going to have the same year. Been in the league 5 years. He had one decent year. Doesn't make him a great. That's it. That's it for this video. Dallas Cowboys are going to suck. I do not understand the hype behind them. They're not good. That's it. If you liked the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you think otherwise, talk to me down in the comments. I love responding to you guys' comments. Always remember, right on, brother. And we'll see.